we cannot have elected officials forcing citizens and legal immigrants to obey the laws and follow them and penalize them if they don't, but say, hey, but if you're an illegal alien, hey, do what you want. It's all right. And why aren't you people out there at these town hall meetings, at these public forums, why aren't you asking these candidates these questions? I'll tell you what, I went to a Republican forum a couple of years ago. There had to have been 100 people in that room. Everyone was talking about taxes and the debt ceiling and blah, blah, blah. I was the only person there who even brought up illegal immigration. Now, why illegal immigration? Don't tell me that you're conservative, but say, hey, it's okay. Don't worry about that illegal immigration problem. It's not a big deal. Don't try and minimize it to me. This is a subject I've researched up to my eyeballs since 2006. It has everything to do with our taxes. It has everything to do with our tax coffers deficit. It has everything, therefore, to do with any tax increases. It has to do with the cost that we have to shell out in auto insurance premiums, medical insurance premiums, medical care costs for people who can't afford it or are not insured. It costs us in education costs for educating children of illegal aliens. It costs us in our penal, in our prisons, in our judicial system, to process and hold these people when they've committed their crimes and they're actually caught. And then let's not forget about identity theft of citizens, millions and millions of citizens and legal immigrants. See, nobody wants to talk about the citizen or legal immigrant whose identity has been stolen. It costs them $60,000 to get it all straightened out. Let's talk about medical identity theft. How would you like to go into a hospital emergency room? You can't speak, and so the doctor pulls up your information from your driver's license, and it shows there that you had an appendix taken out, appendicitis, and you had it taken out, you had it removed. Do you think that might affect the way he will diagnose you? Too many people don't even know that their medical identities have been compromised. Let's say you need to have surgery scheduled, so you call up and you find the insurance company and you find out you've been capped out on your insurance. Guess what? You don't get that surgery. But the illegal alien, whoever stole it, has gotten a free ride on it, hasn't he? And medical identity is even harder for citizens and legal immigrants to prove because of their HIPAA laws. You've got to jump through hoops of fire and flame to prove that you are the person you're saying, and that was someone else who got a hold of your information and misused it. Now let's talk about the drug situation. There was the Border Patrol issues reports every week of what all they've interdicted while out there. 1 week, in 3 interdictions, they had like $9.3 million worth of drugs that they picked up in just 3 interdictions. 2 of those were from semi-submersible vehicles. Talk to the Border Patrol agents down there, and especially with President Barack Hussein Obama giving amnesty to all these people up to, what, 30? And I'm glad he considers it a child up to age 33. In whose world does that even make sense? You know, this DREAM Act that he bypassed Congress. Then you got the Mexican drug cartel traffic. You got the child sex slave rings, you got the adult sex slave rings, you've got the human trafficking. You got the farmers down there afraid to come out of their homes, won't let their children out there and play. You've seen the videos, and if you haven't, then you need to go back to my January 1st and January 8th shows, because the videos are there. Now we've got Mexican drug cartels who have taken over 21 of our national parks, and they're growing their drug crops. They got booby traps set up. The guards there are armed to protect their drug crops. And there was 21, or maybe even more than that, national forests, but I think it was in 26 different states in the United States. Now, let's go over to all the violence and the killings that's happening in Chicago. Has anyone bothered reporting that it's because of the Mexican drug cartels, and it's a drug war that's going on in the streets of Chicago? No. Ooh, let's not mention Mexico. Let's not mention Mexican drug cartels. Shh. Don't wake the citizens and legal immigrants up to what's really going on. Now let's talk about a national security issue and illegal immigration. Well, 93% of this country's illegal immigration population is from Mexico. There's another 7% from all other countries, many terrorist-bound countries. They're coming in, they're paying the Mexican drug cartels, they're paying the coyotes to bring them over and filter them in through the illegal immigration that's coming across our borders. Let's talk about our jobs. How in the world, in what country, and whose world, would a president with 23 million citizens and legal immigrants, who in their right mind would give amnesty, carte blanche, amnesty, better than amnesty, to 11 to 20 million illegal aliens, giving them authorization to work here, giving them authorization to go ahead and get benefits and services? In whose country would you think that's okay to do that to? If you were president, would you do that? If everyone in your household was out of work and you heard about a job, would you come over to my house and, hey, Susan, why don't you take this job? We're okay. Yeah, we're all out of work. We all can't pay our bills, but you go ahead and you take it. Because you're a family-oriented person. You're a religious person, Susan. You take that job. You take that money. Give me a break. So that's what makes illegal immigration such a hot topic. And I don't care what election it is, what race it is, you need to start asking these candidates, where are you at with illegal immigration? Do you believe in enforcing our laws? Or do you believe in being, or are you pro-amnesty? And if they say they are pro-amnesty, you do not elect them into office. You're cutting your own throats if you do, and don't come whining to me about it. This nation is filled anymore with just whiners and complainers, if you ask me. And don't let them get out, well, border security. I believe our borders need to be secured. No, that doesn't tell you whether they're for enforcing our laws or being pro-amnesty. All that means is that they're for securing the borders. Well, it sounds good, but that didn't answer your question, did it? What do you want to do with the 20+ million illegal aliens who are already in this country? And that number isn't 10 or 11 million. They've been using that since 1978. All right. So I was talking about Virgil Patlan about that. And then Now, and then his campaign manager is holding a meet and greet for Virgil Patlan. But it's funny because it's going to cost you $25 or $50 to get in for this meet and greet. So what it actually is a fundraiser. I've never been to a meet and greet where it's cost me anything to go here and meet a politician, a candidate. Well, let's just be honest about running these campaigns. And so now, when I went on to the Douglas County Republican Facebook page, I was opposing Virgil Patlan. Actually, I didn't oppose him on this particular page because it says, who else is running for city council? And so everybody was posting various websites or Facebook pages of their candidates. I posted one for Gary Gurnett, because Gary Gurnett is who I am supporting. Gary Gurnett is a city council person who I can talk to, who will listen, who will be thoughtful, and then come to a decision. Now, he may not always agree with me, and I certainly don't always agree with his decisions either. But I'll tell you what, at least Gary Gurnett will sit down and listen to you. At least he'll return your phone calls. At least he'll return your emails. Heck, that's more than I can say for my city councilman. So anyway, they deleted my posting for Gary Gurnett. They said, well, Susan, it's okay if you want to, oppose or bring up issues about Virgil Patlan, but we don't want you promoting a Democrat. I don't care what letters behind Gary Gurnett's name. The fact of the matter is South Omaha, that district is looking pretty good. It's prospering. It's been renovated. And again, one of the most important things is being able to talk to your city councilman and have him listen. And Gary Gurnett, I'm not in his district. He didn't have to give me the time of day. But he did, and I told him why I was getting in touch with him, because my city council person wouldn't respond. But so you see, when I talk about these parties, they all play their games. Don't tell me I can't post my comments about Virgil Patlan, and don't tell me I can't post who I would be supporting. And then it was news to somebody that somebody who attended an event where David Nabity and Virgil Patlan were talking never once mentioned he was independent and never mentioned the illegal immigration issue. She was surprised, and she thanked me for letting her know, because now she's not going to be giving him money for his campaign or supporting him. When I posted this, there was this exchange back and forth on the DCRP Facebook page, someone said, well, okay, yeah, I said, if Gary Gurnett can't be listed as, because he's Democrat, what is Virgil? And someone brought that up. Is Virgil independent? Yes, he is. Someone else posted, well, that's good to know, because I thought he was Republican. He's been attending all these Republican events. Okay, well, now we're getting down to the wire, and I didn't get into a lot of other things, but